Many things right now are pointing directly at Northrend. The Lich King was there, the portal into the Shadowlands. This was where the Titan Watchers ruled from, and where the Scourge currently is that the Jailer took control over. Additionally, a leaked shot from what appears to be a serious CGI cinematic has been floating around for a few months, and despite the sources not being the most trustworthy, it 100% looks like Northrend. Is the next zone in 9.2 Northrend, is this Zereth Mortis? Check out Gamivo, this video is sponsored, where you can get almost any game, DLC, Shadowlands, and 2-month game time at discounted prices. Use code ORON for an even larger discount by clicking the link in the description. For you that have followed the most recent happenings, you have probably already heard about Zereth Mortis, also known as the Forbidden Realm of the First Ones. This is apparently where the secret of the universe is at. This is it. It seems to be connected to our world soul, and it might just be the key to the life and death cycle that keeps the entire universe in place. Previously, we had kinda deciphered what this means. Mortis, obviously meaning death in Latin, and Zereth, roughly translating to a keystone or a cornerstone in First One language. Why First Ones would use Latin even though they have their own language is kinda hilarious, but come on, everyone that has played fantasy or followed any fantasy universes knows that Latin is the language. When you wanna sound cool and mysterious, let's just recite some magic in Latin. At the end of 9.1, we know the Jailer acquired his original form, and that is that of the Arbiter, and he ventured through this mysterious, gigantic portal. Sylvanas was left behind, and now all of us believe 9.2 should be the patch where we finally learn what exactly is going on. No more speculations that go from one extreme to the other. Are these good? Are these bad? Or at least I hope that is the case. We have a serious lead that Zereth Mortis, this death keystone, is somehow related to Azeroth, and previously I made entire videos on this. Seriously, it just doesn't seem to be the case that Azeroth is just a nascent Titan waiting to awaken. That just seems like Titan propaganda, to put it simply. Recently from the brokers, we've learned that the Titans are not really the creators of much, or really are neither saintly as we used to believe. The way they deceive is that they conveniently use the same word for order and create, so that it seems like they're the creators of everything that we know. However, what actually is the case is that they inherited First One infrastructure, and that they apparently just ordered it. Sure, you can say they haven't done anything, but you can just clean something up and say that you have materialized it into existence. Why I'm mentioning this is because what we believed prior might not be the case. Jailer immediately at the start indicated that he is coming for the soul of our world. He didn't say that he is coming for the Titan, but a world soul. Additionally, in another scenario, he also said that he wants to uncover the secret that the First One sought to hide. So it wasn't hard to put 2 and 2 together and to patch up that the secret of the First Ones might just be related to Azeroth. Then from that logic, you would think really the secret of the First Ones is just a nascent Titan. I don't really think that is the case. My speculation is that the Titans, just like the Legion and the Void and everyone else in the universe, wanted to claim Azeroth for themselves, so they came up with their own little propaganda because, you know, they're the beings of order, and they want everyone to think alike in an ordered manner. There can be no chaos. So to not go crazy, how does all this stuff relate to us going to Northrend in 9.2? Well, there are many things. As I just explained, there seems to be a connection between Zereth Mortis and Azeroth, and even if you look at the name, it makes sense. Seriously, Zereth, Azeroth. Second, you know how the Lich King was the project of the Dreadlords and the Jailer? The way he manipulated the Legion and the way he created this entire connection, let's just examine that real quick. I think here lies the actual answer. As you have seen from the Runecarver memory, Zowal abducted the father of necromancy, Primus, also known as the main war guy in the Shadowlands. He extracted all the information and took his finest work in order to create the Lich King. Then he manipulated the Legion to set him up for our world, to create a Scourge and all the stuff that happened later on. Immediately, you might think, why? Why does this arbiter of death of the entire universe care about Azeroth, just a single planet in the cosmos? Why did he send the Lich King and the finest equipment to Northrend and nowhere else? And why did he create this connection to the Shadowlands right in this exact place? Then let's connect a few other dots. You know how he dealt with Ner'zhul in Sector Illumination? He called him a failure. He said he was supposed to be his gateway into Azeroth, yet he faltered. But like, no matter what, I'll just take the longer route now. This means that he planned to arrive earlier, but now he had to mastermind another plan because Bolvar intervened, this time through Sylvanas, which he obviously accomplished. Again, you might think, this can't just be a coincidence. Why Northrend? His biggest project is there. He did all this stuff with Sylvanas so that he can connect it, and obviously something must be going on with Northrend. In that Runecarver memory scene, he was clear that he is searching for the secret of the first ones, and most recently he said that he's going to undo the Maker's flawed design. Do you just not see a connection with all this stuff? Could the key to the World Soul be Northrend? Is Zereth Mortis in this place? Honestly, I definitely wouldn't be shocked in the slightest. As you know, the biggest battles against the old gods were here. Ulduar, the main headquarters of the Titans, was here. All the Titan Forged races originated from this place, which is like half of the playable races. This is where Algalon the Observer was. This is where Odin was, whose eye he took as the Eye of the Jailer, and ultimately Zobal decided to plant his Lich King in this place. Now let's take a look on the other side. We have this leaked picture that seems like a still from some sort of a big CGI cinematic, not one of those in-game ones, but the types of cinematics that Blizzard usually makes at the start of the expansions or at the end of expansions when something really big is supposed to happen. There seems to be a floating necropolis. This seems like Dragonblight, and if you look closer, it looks like there is even like a Tuskar hut here, so in many ways you can really connect this to Northrend. Now, this was leaked months ago, and yes, I'm aware there is a very small chance that it is actually genuine because, you know, let's be real here, the sources, just trust me bro. There is definitely a possibility that this is a fan-made cinematic or something of the sort that was just planted to stir discussion within the community. Honestly, it wouldn't really be the first time. However, let us think for a second that this might just be real. What could explain this? I know the Necropolis looks like Naxxramas, but with Kel'Thuzad's story ending, I doubt that is the case. But the Necropolis also looks eerily similar to the one from Eldraxxus that was in the intro cinematic to Shadowlands. Seeing that Primus recreated the sigils, it does seem like he will be leading us, as this is a mission of utmost importance to the order of the universe. This might just be our new Dalaran, our new hub in Northrend. Maybe Primus, the war leader, takes his largest necropolis to serve as the main base as we go to fight his ancient arch nemesis. This could really explain the entire picture. If this is actually real, I can't say I wouldn't be excited. This might just be the best way to go forward. We could return to Wrath of the Lich King, which was honestly the peak of WoW. They could redo Northrend and we could have a bunch of activities there, learning more about what is hiding below and what is really going on. Plus, they can connect on the pre-patch, which started in Northrend. Additionally, it could also explain why they're taking so long with the patches, but I'm not too confident that it is all going to materialize all that well. Thank you for watching. Check out one of the next classes to come to WoW by clicking on the screen, and check out Auron's Academy for videos on real-world history. See you next time.